Hello, everyone. LJ Young back again. How are you guys today? I hope well. Let me give everybody a chance to get up in here. Just woke up, kind of, and I looked into the Discord server where we have a. If you guys haven't joined, I'll put the link up there. If you guys haven't joined, there's a server that we all collaborate on, and it's a Discord server, and we'll put the link up there later. But this video is inspired by a subscriber by the name of Best Version Motivation. What's up, Hyphy? Hyphy, can you throw that link up there for the Discord server? I appreciate it, man. But let's give it. I'm gonna give everybody a chance to get up in here. This is a good one. I like this. Now, every now and then, if you're new to my channel, every now and then I do video reviews. And when I say video reviews, videos that are found on YouTube channels. And what I do is I don't necessarily review them to make them look bad. I just review them so you guys can see if there are mathematical inconsistencies, okay? Things that don't make mathematical sense, all right? Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% conscious, debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix, all right? The debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and what's up, Deep End Thought, Jennifer? Believes in credit and debt and believes in financing everything that goes down in value, everything under the sun. And they believe it's okay because they get a credit score. So it's like, think of it as every time somebody puts themselves deeper in debt, the credit bureaus give them a gold star, and a gold star is a credit point or credit score point. You know, the credit goes up, more money they dig themselves down in the hole. See, but people in the debt matrix, they don't know that. So what I do is I expose the glitches in the debt matrix by pointing out things that don't make mathematical sense, or just pointing out the obvious so they can kind of sort of click with somebody. So here's a couple examples if you're new to my channel so you can understand. Why do millions of people believe they're homeowners knowing they have a mortgage? Well, why do they believe that? That doesn't make any mathematical sense at all. Not at all. But if you go up to a person and say, hey, you know, you're not a homeowner if you have a mortgage, they'll argue with you. See what I'm saying? So those are like the glitches in the debt matrix, because if they just took a step back, they would go, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he's right. I couldn't have got this house if I didn't borrow the money from the bank. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So those are the glitches. Now, I know they seem obvious, but I feel like I'm Neo, but in the debt matrix, right? I just point out things like when you here's the last example so you can understand. Now this is going to sound really, really obvious, but for some people it's not going to click. Okay. Only people with student loans complain about student loans. I'm going to say it one more time slowly so you can get it. Only people with student loans complain about student loans. Now, if it's still throwing you off, I'm gonna say it. And now, saying it slow is not to insult you. I just want you to hear it. That's why I'm saying it slowly. I don't have student loans, so I don't even think about the student loan debt crisis. I don't even think about it. The only time I know about it if it comes across the news, that's about it. But other than that, I don't care because I'm not in student loan debt. See how simple that is? But many people don't know that. What's up, Ill Wills? What's going on, man? How you doing? Got your text? What's up, NC Biggs? Willie Little John, what's up? Welcome. All right, anyway, we're going to, like I said, today is a video review, okay? Now, let me get my mic set up because I forgot to do that. All right, there we go. All right, 1 second here. Now, the title, you guys can see the title inside of the, when you came on. All right, there you go. It says, Americans know wealth inequality is a problem, but what does it look like? Now, we're going to step through this video because I'm about to blow you guys' mind, okay? We're going to step through this video, but we're going to look through debt-free eyes. Okay. Before we get into this video, I want you guys to understand there are two economies. One that the majority of people in debt see, and there's an invisible one that the majority cannot see. You only can see this one if you believe in mathematics. It's not a secret, you know. Wealthy people, like we call it a secret. Check it out. We call it a secret so people in debt will believe it's a secret. So we say, hey, to become like us, to become over here, to come on this side of wealth, it's a secret. And then people in debt just believe it's a secret. It's just mathematics. It's nothing spectacular. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just doing math. I believe in math. Once you believe in math, you'll see this other economy, but they don't know that. Okay. Now we're going to step through this video. I'm gonna let you guys watch it. You got the links in the link to the full video is in the description. So if you want to go watch it, but if you want to walk through it with me, or watch it first and then come back and review this video later, I'm gonna show you what the majority of people cannot see. Okay, so here we go. Let's bring this up here. 1 second. And I'm gonna be pausing this every now and then. So I'm not gonna be able to answer you guys' questions because I'm gonna be watching the video too, but I'll answer them afterwards. Okay, so let me minimize this real quick here so I can see. All right, here we go.
Facing the country. Get this, the richest 1% controls more wealth now than at any time in more than a half century. And that's a concern cited by every leading Democratic presidential candidate. And a recent bipartisan survey found that most Americans, 61%, think it's a problem. But how big of a problem, and what does wealth inequality really look like in this country? We found that most people...
Okay, you notice how they threw in all the Democratic Party and this people believe that? No, that's just noise, okay? You guys don't fall for any of that. It's just noise that has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. It just sounds fancy, okay? Other people's opinions about your money really don't matter, so don't listen to that kind of stuff, okay? I'm just giving you guys through my debt-free eyes. When I'm listening to that, that means nothing. He's reading a script somewhere. I'm just looking at his eyes to see what he's reading, okay?
People have no idea. You want to talk about wealth inequality? No? All right.
The topic may be everywhere on the campaign trail.
You want to talk about wealth inequality in America?
Not really. But off it, not so much.
Hey, you want to talk about wealth inequality? Oh, another time. We'll catch you later.
Now I want you guys to pay close attention. This is what it is. People in debt don't like talking about debt because they are in debt. All right. They feel as if they're the only one in debt when all they got to do is just look at the numbers. Just Google student loan debt, car loan debt, credit card debt. It's in the trillions. So that'll tell you that the majority of people in debt. That's why they avoid that subject, because they don't really know how to talk about it. Plus, they don't want other people to believe that they're in debt, but it's obvious to see. We can see people in debt. We can just hear by the way people speak, talk, walk. It doesn't matter. Okay. You can tell when people are in debt, they're not hiding anything.
So we got some free pie here. Free pie? We turned America's economic pie into a real one.
This is the American pie.
And found a lot more people willing to address a simple question. Who gets what?
We have 5 plates.
Alrighty.
This represents everybody in America.
Okay.
So you've got your wealthiest 20% all the way down to your poorest 20%. And that is the American pie.
The pie itself represents about $98 trillion of household wealth in America. We ask people to dole it out as accurately as possible.
I guess start off with 2 slices.
On the wealthiest? Okay.
Yeah.
How many pieces of the pie would you put on the middle class?
Put 4.
4. All right. That's the middle class.
All right, listen. Okay. I'm gonna blow you guys' mind right now, okay? This pie plate stuff, it's all an illusion. There's only 2 classes. There's no top class, lower class, up. They're starting to add classes inside of classes. They're saying upper and lower middle class. So you can be now they've sliced it up even more. Not only they make people believe they're in the middle class, but they say if you're in the upper middle class and the lower, none of that exists. None of that even exists. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys mathematically so you can understand there's only 2 classes. There's the debt class and the non-debt class. That's it. There's no other classes. Poor, rich, middle class, none of that stuff exists. And I'm going to show you. Okay. So say like, for example, a person makes $200,000. Okay. they would probably classify that person as middle class or upper middle class, right? But what if that person is $400,000 in debt? Okay, they make $200,000 a year, but they are double that in debt. What class are they in? If they're $200,000 in debt, what class do you consider? Which one of those places do you consider? They're in no class. They're in the debt class. That's why classes don't exist. If you're in debt, listen to you guys. Listen, if you're in debt, okay, you are in one class. You are in the debt class. Okay, don't be fooled by these plates and stuff.
Let's do half a piece to the poorest.
Like right in the middle there?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we're gonna have to move some of the wealth.
People be making up stuff.
How much?
2 pieces.
To the lower middle?
Lower middle class.
Okay. So can I show you what
Yes.
reality looks like?
Not like this, obviously.
Not even close.
No one was even close.
So it's actually 9 pieces of pie.
Wow.
Yeah. 90% of the wealth is right here in the top.
That's terrible.
Now, the upper middle class and the middle class, they share one piece. So these guys, they've got about 80% of a piece.
All right, let me explain this to you guys. All right. If you're in debt, you have no pie. Okay. If you are a person right now that's in debt and you don't even know how much debt you're in, you have no pie. Because when you come on this side, because all the pie is over here. There's plenty of pie for everybody over here. That's why when you get out of that debt matrix economy, you get over here, there's plenty of pie for everybody. There's nobody lying, stealing, cheating. There's no need for that. There's no need to step on anybody. There's no need to steal from anybody. There's no need to scam anybody. There's plenty of pie for everybody. That's why when the people come, they get out of the debt matrix and they make a lot of money and they start cheating. They get spanked. You know why they get spanked? Because there's plenty of pie for everybody. You want to go, why are you cheating? There's plenty of pie. Why are you? Were you still stealing? Because every now and then, don't get me wrong, somebody steps out of there and comes over here. But when they come over here, they're obvious to see because they're doing things that don't make mathematical sense and they get spanked. I know you guys see it every now and then, but let's go back to this video. God, okay.
They get 20% of a piece. And then the lower middle class, they've got 0.3% of a piece. Yeah, they have some crumbs there. There you go. That's what they get. And the poorest, they have no pie. In fact, they have less than no pie. They actually have a bill for pie. They're in pie debt.
They are tricking everybody. There are no plates. There are not even any plates. But people believe, if they get you to believe that you're in a class like a poor, middle class, upper middle, they be adding classes in there. Is there one in the is there one in the up class? No, there is an upper class, right? Whatever. It's all made up.
They owe pie.
People in the poorest 20% are, on average, more than $6,000 in debt.
It's very sad.
Yeah?
It's very sad. It's very depressing. I grew up here.
Really?
Uh-huh. That was me.
Let me show you something else. Mm-hmm. So even if you just look at the wealthiest and you go to the top 1%, so the wealthiest 1% of everybody, these people alone have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 slices of pie.
They have more than that.
I want to.
We have all the pie. We have all the pie. We have it all. Okay. If you're in debt, you have none. Slaves don't count. Okay. Slaves get no pie. They're broke. They're in a hole. Now, when I say slaves, these slaves are there by choice. People that live in the debt matrix live there by choice. They have no pie. None of these classes exist. None of that stuff exists.
Who these people are?
Is that what you expected?
Not at all. Disturbing.
This election cycle,
It's time for a wealth tax.
Uh-oh.
Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders have promised to redistribute the pie.
People in debt love hearing that. Ooh, it's time for the wealth tax. Ooh, we're going to tax the wealthy. Check it out. If they raise the tax on the wealthy, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pass it back to the customer. That's what the wealthy do. They pass it back to the customer. Okay, they don't taxes. Listen, people in the debt matrix believe there's no way around taxes. Yes, there is. The right way. There's the right way to understand taxes. You understand taxes, you'll never legally pay taxes again. You'll pass it on to the people and they'll pay them for you. So it doesn't matter when people, say like they pass some made up tax on the wealthy, right? And they're like, yeah, we got them. And then they pass that tax back to you and they call it inflation. See what I'm saying? People in debt they can't even see that.
With a special tax on fortunes $50 million and up.
The wealthiest people in this country will start paying their fair share of taxes.
Yeah, get them. Get those bad wealthy people.
Giving a lot of that
They're disgusting.
over here.
Do you think there should be an extra tax on the super wealthy?
Why not? They could afford it.
Of course.
They should.
Yeah.
Will it happen? Probably not.
No, you're not hopeful.
Oh, it will.
Not
But you're
everyone
going to
is
pay
on
it.
board, as we found talking to people near some of the biggest yachts at the New York Boat Show.
That's against sort of the American way.
John Sheffield and Mark Tedford run an investment firm in Connecticut. They oppose the idea of a wealth tax.
It would be a total disaster. I'd actually like for them to continue to promote it because they won't get elected in that way.
Wealth redistribution is always popular amongst the masses who don't have the wealth and not popular amongst the 1% that do.
Well,
So
I mean,
it's popular, but it doesn't make economic sense to me.
The rich people, hey, check it out. The rich people got to say that. You know why they got to say that? So you'll go ahead and do that vote, you know? Because if they got on camera and said, hey, it doesn't really matter what you guys do. It doesn't matter. You're going to be paying the tax anyway. So then people will be like, whoa, wait a minute. What did he just say? But if they say, hey, that's unfair. They shouldn't do that to us. Now that inspires the people in debt to go after them even more. And then they just do it. They can't. Man, hey, check it out. They be doing people in debt so dirty. Ooh, they do you guys so dirty. They be doing you so, and they be doing it right in your face too.
So help me understand that, because you're acknowledging that there is some unfairness here. There's a lot of people with not much.
There is no unfairness. The wealthy believe in mathematics. People in debt do not. Math doesn't care about people's feelings. It doesn't say, hey, I think it's fair that 1 + 1 = 2. That doesn't even make sense.
And there's a small fraction of people with a lot.
Right. I guess the alternative is, do we need a socialist economy where everyone has the same? That doesn't make sense either. A lot of people who have a lot have earned it and made it. They've started their own companies, they've grown businesses, they've worked hard, they've gotten good degrees, they've gone to school. They may have had more opportunity than others, but there's other people who just haven't done that.
A vote for any Democrat in 2020 is a vote for the rise of radical socialism and the destruction of the American dream.
the political fight will continue. I have nothing else to offer.
I'll take it.
But at our little table, redistribution was a hit.
If I'm going to take a piece, it will be from the excess.
Okay.
I'll take that pie over there.
It's pie over here. You want the rich pie?
Yeah.
Pumpkin pie.
Rich people pie.
Rich people pie. Oh God. Those broke people, they just fall for anything. Let's talk about the pie here in the okay, that's enough. All right. All right, what you guys feel? How you guys feel about that? How you guys feel about that video? Now we can talk about it. Now we can talk about it. What's going on? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host. Welcome to the SMD family. NC Big says, hey, man, wait, let me make sure I have it. Okay, all right. Let me go back up. Sorry, you guys. Let me start here. All right. Ill Will says, salute. Linnell, I was listening to NWA and doing this paperwork. I said, let me check out my brother on these tube streets. I like that. What's up, NC Biggs? Willie, what's going on? Ah, man, I showed up for a good one. Yeah, you got a good one there, Will. This is a good one. I hope you guys are paying attention. Oh, it was you? Oh, my bad. LJ, you see the video? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm saying two different things. Yeah, I kind of watched that one, but I can't quite remember right now. But I remember I saw the one that you sent. I just can't think of it now at the moment. Let me go down here. Hello, Zoik. What's up, Day? Hello, how you doing? She says, hey, everyone. Ill Will says, only in America where they waste food to show stupid experiment. Yeah, but you got to remember, people in debt, they don't know the experience. They divide up pies. Just like I said earlier, classes don't even exist, but people in debt don't know classes don't exist. There is no poor. There is no middle class. There is no upper middle, lower middle class, upper middle, rich. That doesn't, none of that even exists. Slaves, just like NC Biggs, you heard me earlier, slaves get no pie. They're slaves. They get what they can get. They get the scraps. Jennifer says, LL, LJ, get those bad, wealthy people. They're disgusting. I know, right? They just... That's, hey, check it out, Jennifer. But that's all part of the conditioning. People in debt must believe that kind of stuff. So they must believe the rich people are evil. They believe rich and wealthy people look a certain way. You know, they don't know that there is no look for money. Okay, don't fall for TV. TV just says, hey, rich people look like this. They buy these things, then they do this stuff. That's not true. I mean, some do, I'm sure, but if the majority of Americans are in debt, why would you want to show them that? Why would I want to show the majority of people I have millions of dollars when they're broke? That just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Ill Will says, I knew that wasn't sweet potato pie. I knew it. That was definitely not sweet potato pie. He said, I'm hungry. Hey, Jennifer. What's up, Quentin? Yeah, this video. I love showing videos like this so you guys can actually see the truth. Okay. You know, just when they try to stop to talk to people about money, people don't want to talk about their money. That's by design too. Okay. That's by design. But deep down inside, the real reason why they don't want to talk about money, because the majority of people are in debt and they don't even know how much debt they are in. And if they got student loans on top of their other debt, they don't want to talk about that. They don't even want to look at it. That's why they just keep passing by. I understand. But people don't understand that there's only two classes. There's the debt class and there's the non-debt class. If you are in debt, you do not count. Okay. And here's another example. Okay. Because this is what I do for my clients. This is what I do for people. And this is what I'm going to do on big stages. So everybody, I'm going to have the whole audience participate. Now, everybody, if I walk up to anybody and say, hey, would you like to be a millionaire? Everybody says yes. Oh yeah. I would love to be a millionaire. Right. I said, okay. Before you can be a millionaire, you must know how to count to a million. Now, the majority of people would be like, they would almost get insulted, or somebody would go, that's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would stop them. And I'd be like, hey, whoa. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the number where you start from. That's where you start. So if that number is a large negative number, you start under zero. So if you just say like your only debt was $50,000 in student loan debt and you're trying to count to a million, you got to go negative 50,000, negative 49,000, negative 48,000, negative 47 until you get to zero. Because everybody, have you noticed? You can ask anybody, test all my stuff. Tell somebody to start counting. Hey man, can you count to 10? Can you count to 20? None of them will start with the most important number of them all. Zero. Zero's a number. Zero is a number, or else it wouldn't be there. People totally forget. Oh man, I got to get to zero first before I can count up. They always forget about poor old round zero. He's so lonely. Hey, nobody ever counts me, and I'm the most important number of them all. They have to come through me first if the zero could talk. Why everybody skipping over me? Oh, they think if they say me out loud, they're broke. Zero saying to all the broke people, you have to get to me first before you can go to million. Look how simple I make that sound. Isn't it so simple? Duh. They taught us this in grade school. Now here I am doing a review on a national news station laying out plates, putting out pies and all this divvy this up. And people, they always pick the people in the most unaware money people and they put them up there because they don't even, people in debt, listen, people in debt don't even know they're in debt. So they don't even know they speak debt. They walk up to the table. The lady walks up to the table. I started there. I started poor. Like she's proud to say she started there. And I can tell by the way she's talking, she still lives there. As soon as I start hearing, oh, that's unfair, rich people are evil, this and that, only people in debt say things like that, okay? When you're not in debt, you don't say things like that. No, they're not. They're not evil. They just believe in mathematics. That's it. Nothing special. And they just have built upon that. While they keep people in debt, busy with all these stupid classes that don't even exist. Money doesn't even exist. Check this out. Not only do plates don't exist for people, classes and pies and all this stuff, money doesn't even exist for people in debt. Now, I know most of you in this room have heard people say, hey, money's not real. It's not real for people in debt. I'll give you another example. I want you guys to see this, okay? I'm not doing anything fancy. Now, if you had $50,000 in student loan debt, 50K, I'm going to keep these round numbers, and you had $1,000 cash in your pocket that you could pull out, smell it, make it rain somewhere, say it like it's there, all right? Say like, hey, okay? And you're like, yeah, I see dollars coming out. According to mathematics, 1,000 minus 50,000 is negative 49,000. That cash you see in your hands not even there. Now, this is going to be very tough for somebody in a debt matrix to comprehend. They're going to be like, wait a minute. Though LJ's math is right, I still don't believe it. I still believe I have this $1,000 in my hand. Okay, let me use my calculator. 1,000 minus 50,000 is negative 49,000. My calculator is telling me, hey, it's not there, but I still see this cash in my hand. How come I believe it? That's the glitch in the debt matrix. Now, all you got to do to break through the glitch, you got to go, I believe my calculator. That's it. And then you're free. Ill Will says, you better respect zero, especially in the binary language. You sure better. Zero is very important in binary. I don't even want to go there. It's just zeros and ones. When you start counting binary, I remember when I first heard that in school, they say, hey, you're going to start counting, but you're only going to use 0 and 1. I was like, what? 0 and 1? The hell are you talking about? Then once they teach you, you're like, oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Then you can count as high as you wish using just 0 and a 1. That's it. I'm not explaining that here, though. Nysa says 0 is the debt-free best kept secret because most people don't get it. It's there, Nicer. There you go, saying it's a secret. See, wealthy people said, hey, it's a secret. And then people in debt believe it. It's not a secret. It's just mathematics. Just mathematics. That's it. Oh yeah, that's a whole different. That's just interest is just frosting on top of the cake. When people finance cars, that's the cake. Interest is the frosting. Okay, because when you get out of debt, you'll know never in a million years would you ever finance a car, let alone tell anybody that you did it. They do this every day on Facebook. Look at my new car. Go to this dealership. Go see this guy at this dealership. He did me awesome. He did me great. No, he did you. Yes, that's true. That part is he did you. Yes, that's true. Because anybody that finances a car, nobody gets a finance car on sale. Nobody. All you got to do is just do the mathematics and you'll clearly see, oh man, if I do that, I'll be paying double for that car. I'm not doing it. This is the only thing that keeps people out of money. They just don't believe in mathematics. If you ever want to become a millionaire, you must first learn how to count to 1,000,000. And if you don't know how much debt you're in, you don't even know where to start. How you gonna get to $1 million if you don't even know where to start? When I ask somebody, hey, you know how much debt, and when I talk to people, I want you guys to understand, when I talk to people on the phone, I always tell them, I want you to hear what you're saying when I ask you this question. It's more for them than me. I say, hey, do you know how much your interest rate is on your car? They say, oh, I don't know. I just say, I want you to hear that. I want you to hear yourself say, I don't know how much they're charging me on this depreciating object. I want you to hear yourself. Hey, do you know how long your terms are on this car loan? No, I don't know. I want you to hear yourself saying that. You have no idea how long you're going to be locked to this depreciating object with interest. How long? You're a slave to your car and you don't even know how long and you don't even know how much you're paying. See what I'm saying? I want you to hear that because you'll never let that happen again, ever. I couldn't even imagine going on a dealership, staying there for 8 hours to sign up, to tie myself to financially and physically tie myself to a car for the next 72 to 84 months. Are you insane? That is a hell no. Mm-mm. And people do it every day. And then like, oh man, this upper class, middle class pie stuff, man, I can't seem to get ahead because you keep financing things that go down in value. I can't walk up to somebody and just say that. I wish I could. Oh man, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. You know why? Because of that car outside. Oh man, can I borrow money till next paycheck? You know why that's happening? Because of all those credit cards in your purse. I can't say that to people. I wish I could say, hey, you know why you're in debt? Your student loans are older than your children. That's why you're in debt. Does that go up to somebody and say, hey man, does that make sense to go to college for 4 years and then pay on it for 25 years? Does that make sense to you? That doesn't make sense to me. CENTS. Yeah, we're going to vote to get rid of the student loan debt. They didn't tell us anything. They didn't tell you about math. Yes, they did. They told us all in grade school. Stop saying that. But I can't talk like that out in public. I only can talk like this on my channel. Hyphy says, zero is my bodyguard. Zero is my bodyguard. Anybody that wants to be next to me or conduct any kind of business with me, you have to go through zero before you can get that phone number, get my phone number. I like that. Go through zero. I like that. You have to go through zero. I came up with a couple, Hyphy. I like that one too. Go through zero on the other side of zero. Because people in debt, they think zero is bad. They don't realize they got to go through zero. I like that. Go through zero. And zero, and you know what else is funny, Hyphy? Zero is open for you to go through them. He's a big hole. You can just walk through them. Zero says, hey man, this is why zero's like that. Zero says, come through me. Look, there's plenty of room. Go through me. You got to go through me before you can get to any of these numbers behind me. If you want to get to $1 million, you got to go through me. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. If zero could talk, zero would be like, I know what all those people in the debt matrix think. They think if you say you went through me, they would think that's a bad thing. No, that's a good thing. They're scared of me. They're scared to say they are, but they're not me because they're down there. I'm letting you pass through me so you can go up there to $1 million. If zero could talk, I like that. What's up, Chiz Players? Chiz Player says, I'm about to completely pay off another credit. I'm assuming credit card next week that they suckered me into getting way back in college. Congratulations, Chiz Players. Don't worry about all that. Don't worry about getting suckered. Don't worry about all that. Don't worry. This is what you got to do. Don't get mad at what they did to you. You learn how they did it to you. Okay, don't say, hey, bad credit card people. Hey, bad student loan people. Because check this out. Oh, yeah, this is what I meant to tell you guys. Check it out. Because I've been seeing more and more of this on my clients, right? My clients will have student loans. And then next thing you know, they're closed. They're paid off and they're gone, right? And I've been seeing more and more of that. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is, because they ain't gone nowhere. Student loans just don't vanish like that. I did not know they buy and sell student loans. They transfer them bad boys. They be selling them. Ooh, they be doing people in debt so dirty. Because I think it's more of the people that are delinquent on their student loans. They sell them to other businesses, and then the business that buy. Okay, this is what I've been seeing. Then the business that buys them contacts the person in debt to them, and then they start working out some kind of plan or whatever. But what they really want them to do is put them in forbearance, because people that are behind on their student loan debts, they will be happy to go into forbearance. Forbearance means the interest just stacks really, really fast. Wow, that is a. Ooh, they be doing people in debt so dirty. Ooh, so they take delinquent student loan debts, buy them. So the person they buy them from got that off their plate. Then they contact the person and say, "Hey, obviously you don't have no money to pay these student loans. How about you put them in forbearance?" And you better believe the people in debt are going to say yes. Ooh. Oh man, if this is you guys, if you're listening, they're doing you dirty. Ooh, they're doing you so dirty, and they're not even buying you dinner first. They says you've got to get to zero, then add more zeros and build wealth. That's the key. You could be on the left side of zero at a negative, or the right side of zero. Exactly. You got to go through zero. That's why he's welcoming everybody. He's a big round. You can just walk right through him. Zero standing like, why is everybody scared of me? Why is everybody scared to talk? Why are you scared to talk to me? He's talking to people in debt, not to people that went through. He's talking to people in debt. Hey, you guys, there is no other way to this side. Okay, you have to go through me. Don't be scared. Take my hand. Here, take my hand. Ow! Don't bite it. Don't be scared of me. Just come to me. Come. Oh. Best version says, LJ, can you buy debt cheap and call the people in the matrix and collect on debt? Be your own collection agency. Yeah, of course they do that. That's what they do now. They buy debt cheap. They buy debt pennies on the dollar. But I couldn't be a debt collector. There's no way. Go listen, best version. Remember this. If people in the debt matrix are in debt, that means they have no money. Of course, they're going to be running from you. They don't want to pay that. They have no money. They're broke. And then collectors are going to go after broke people to get more money that they don't even have. No way. I wouldn't want that job. No, sir. Imagine going after broke people that borrowed some money or bought something, and they don't want to pay for what they bought, but they still believe the bought item is theirs. This it doesn't even make any sense. You see how to go through steps so I can put my mind frame into their mind frame? That's tough. All you got to do is pull up a car repo show. These people haven't paid on the car notes for months, and then when it's time to get it repo, they get mad. It's like you want to stop and say, "Hey, why are you mad? I don't get it. You signed a contract with this company, right? Yeah. You said they're going to pay them monthly payments. Yeah. And you haven't. Yeah. So they're just coming to get their product. Why are you mad about that? I don't get it." But even if I said something like that, they can't even hear me because that's like a totally different language. Anything you want. I don't know any good side hustles. I mean, I don't really look at that kind of stuff. I just look internally first, right? So first, when I create the plans for people, I also reduce their expenses with things that they might not know about. So say like Usually people in debt are paying the highest cell phone bills, highest car insurance, highest cable, highest, a lot of stuff that they use on an everyday basis that they're paying a lot of money for. I just point these out and say, hey, you can do this instead of that. You can do this instead of that. You can, and your whole life, now pretty much your lifestyle really doesn't change. You're just paying less. And now the money you save, you just put that towards debt. People don't even know to do that. But it's like, for example, like cell phone service. It's really, really cheap. But people in debt don't know that because they keep financing phones, which leaves them locked into the high contract. That's why cell phones are getting so high priced, because people in debt, they don't have $500 in their account. You think they have $1,000 to $1,500 for a cell phone? That will never happen. So the cycle of financing phones has become normal to people in debt. They believe it's cool to finance a cell phone every single year, and they do it. And they don't know, on top of that, on top of the monthly charges of financing a damn cell phone, they're paying the highest in cell phone prices. All those taxes you see, like if you have a traditional cell phone bill and you open it up, you'll see about 50 million taxes. You know, those taxes have been over for like 5-6 years. Those days been done. People in debt don't know that. I can't understand why I'm living paycheck to paycheck. It's that cell phone you're financing. Oh, no, man, I got to have the latest and greatest. That's why you're in debt, because you have to have the latest and greatest, and you can't even afford it, yet you still have to have it. That's the American way. They must remain that way. People in debt, those are slaves. People in debt are slaves. They don't know they're slaves. Money doesn't exist for them. That's why they're always chasing it. That's why, oh man, I'm grinding 24 hours a day. Grind. Yeah, winners don't sleep and all. Who wants to live like? I don't want to live like that. Grind 24 hours a day? No, thank you. People in debt are usually, you know why they're chasing money? Because they're running from debt. That's why they're grinding. They're not telling you that part. And if this is you, I see you. Now, instead of being upset to say, who are you? You don't got no degree. You ain't getting no finance degree from Harvard and stuff. Just stop and think to yourself, is his math right? Let me stop being mad, because if I'm mad at him and his math is right, that would mean I'm mad at math. And that makes absolutely no sense. You're mad because 5 + 5 = 10? That's what you're mad about. Oh, okay. Well, I can't do anything about that. Math was here before I was born. It'll be here when I'm dead. Now, I'll be on a rampage here. Let me throw some stuff up there. There's a stream if you decide you want to join today's stream and talk about the video topic today. Free 30-minute consultation on my website, savings-debt.com. Just go to savings-debt.com, schedule your free 30-minute consultation. Please don't forget to choose your time zone. If you like the channel, please share it this way. Just tell them the Google hashtag savings-debt. And during that search, I will be the only one that pops up. Okay, so don't even worry about it. For donations, here's my PayPal. There's my Cash App. Here's my email. Let me see, where am I at here? Day says, a coworker told me his monthly cell phone bill was $200. I asked if he was financing a phone. He said no. I said, so why is your bill so high? He says, I don't know. That's exactly how we want the slaves. See what I'm saying? It's hard to accept that, but that's exactly how we need the slaves to stay. Why are you paying that much? I don't know. Okay. That's it. Because they're volunteering to stay a slave. I don't know why I'm paying that much. All right, cool. They says grind, and you end up broke. Exactly. That's why they're grinding, because they're broke. You watch these videos, they'll tell you, hey man, I don't sleep. I'm always on the grind. I'm in my car. Look at my laptops. Look at my phones. You see I'm busy. You see I'm doing things. Look. No, I don't want any of that. When I see that kind of stuff, I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to be on my laptop in my car. I don't want to do that. No, thank you. Keep that. Grind 24 hours a day? Nope. Not doing any of that. Mm-mm. Keep it. You guys, when you guys follow people's channels, YouTube channels, you guys better listen. But you listen mathematically. Because I'm going to tell you something. To even know or believe anybody financially, this is all you got to do. Look at their personal credit report. That's it. Their personal credit report will never lie. People in debt don't know they're in debt. They won't even know what you're looking for. The first time you ask somebody to see their personal credit report, they're going to think you're talking about their credit score. Okay, this is a natural response. Then you say, "No, I'm not talking about your credit score. I want to see your entire credit report." They're going to come back and say, "Hey, why do you want to see that?" And this is what you say: "I want to see if you're in debt." They're going to say, "Well, let me see yours." You're going to say, "Here you go," because nothing's on it. It's a bunch of zeros, so it's nothing really even on it. So you go, "Here you go. Now let me see yours." And if they're pages and pages in debt, they got student loans older than the children, you better not listen to a word they're saying, because they're making no mathematical sense anywhere in the world. None. Quentin says 1,500 sell plus insurance. Shaking my head, unbelievable. Oh, they're making money. Cell phone companies are killing the game. They got people locked in, lock, stock, and barrel. They're locked in. If you told somebody that's wrapped in the cell phone ecosystem, if you tell them, "Hey man, you got to get out of that loop," how you got to do that? You got to pay your phone off, and you can't get a phone every year. They're not going to even listen to a word you're saying. Cell phones are fashion statements now. Those are fashion statements. If you come up and you got the new 3-4 camera thing on the back of the iPhone, oh, you're cool. All you got to do is say, "Hey man, did you pay cash for that phone?" If they say no, then that's all you need to stop. You just stop right there. That's all you need to know about their finances. If they tell you no, "Hey man, did you pay cash for that phone?" and they say no, you say, "Okay, that's all I need to know." I mean, you don't say it. That's what you need to know in your head. They financed a cell phone. Especially if you know they got student loans. If you know they got student loans and they got a finance cell phone in their hand, you better not take financial advice from them ever. Ever. That's crazy. That'd be financial suicide. That doesn't make sense. CENTS. This is why classes don't exist. None of that exists. There's just two classes, the debt class and the non-debt class. Now, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I don't want you guys to be thinking that you can't include yourself or ask anything during this discussion, because it was just a video review. If you're just jumping in, click on the link within the description, and then you can watch the full video, and then you can come back to the beginning of this video on the replay so you can kind of see me dice it up. This is what I do. And if you're following somebody on YouTube and you're trying to determine if you can trust their financial advice, send that link to me, and I'll tell you if you can or you can't. All I have to do is just listen to one of their videos and I will tell you. Okay. Now, I'm not saying when I go over their video and they're not making mathematical sense. I'm not saying that they're doing anything illegal. I'm not saying they're bad at what they do. I'm not saying any of that. The only thing I'm pointing out is mathematical inconsistencies. That's it. Math has no feelings, no judgment, no nothing. Okay. Trina B says, "I paid cash for my phone, not financing a cell phone." That's congratulations. Don't ever do that. And Trina, when you get a chance, just casually ask your friends, "Hey, do you finance that phone?" See how many people say yes. And then I want you to walk around wondering, why am I the only one that has no? Well, you're not, but I want you to see how rare it is. Now you times that by now say like you just asked 4 of your friends. Now times that by millions of people doing the same thing as your 4 friends. That's how it works. Day says, same here, Trina B. I'm going on 4.5 years. I've had this phone. And see, for those of you that are debt free, this is how I buy my phones. Okay. I go to Amazon and I type in the refurbished model of the phone that I want. So I wait a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years for, like, I want the Note 10, but I'm gonna wait a couple of years to get the Note 10. And then, but when I go buy it, I'm gonna type in Note 10 refurbished on Amazon. That's it. And pay cash for it. Day says, I was just checking your review on one of those real estate guys yesterday, just laughing. That's the next hustle. Oh yeah, that's the hustle. Those real estate dudes, man, they're killing the game. As you know what, it's like this. As long as they're not doing anything illegal, I have nothing to say about what they do. Nothing. I don't care what the tactics they use or how they do it. All you got to do is just do the math. You can clearly see that whatever they're saying doesn't make any mathematical sense whatsoever, but they're not doing anything illegal. Ivy says, you know how it's mandatory to carry PMI on an FHA and full coverage on a new finance vehicle. Do cell phone carriers require you carry your premium cell phone insurance on your finance mobile? Ooh. I don't think they do, but I think that's coming, Hyphy. Oh my goodness. Hyphy, who do you work for? Oh, mandatory insurance. So the more expensive those phones get, they might require. Oh, that is coming, Hyphy. Oh my God. Mandatory insurance on cell phones. Whoever gets that contract. Oh yeah, that is definitely in the works. I didn't even see that. I did not even see that. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. They're going to do them good, too. They're going to do them good. Wow. Anyway, I was just thinking about that. I was gone. I'm thinking about multiple things. I'm thinking about how else would they add that in there? They would do that, then charge them tax on that, charge them tax on insurance, and then finance the whole thing together. And imagine somebody doing that on a 4 or 5 member plan. Can you imagine that? All right, let me move this. NC Big says mandatory on phones and tablets. Here comes the money. Yep. They're going to do that because cell phones become more and more expensive. They're in the thousands now. I mean, I've seen, what was that? I looked up a Note 10 5G. That thing was like $1,500. $1,500. Day says, makes sense. Insurance companies require a certain level of coverage on finance cars, so phone may be no different. Yeah, because they're getting more expensive. That's most definitely coming. That is most definitely coming. NC Big says, Vince McMahon theme song is playing. Here comes the money. Sure is. That is big money. Oh my goodness, man. I need to look into investing in some cell phone companies, because that's going to be forever money. God, that's going to be forever money. So imagine cell phones continue to go up in price as they are. And then once they reach a certain dollar amount, they're going to say, hey, this phone is worth $2,000. You got to get insurance on this phone. You don't want, and they'll spin it. They'll be like, you don't want to get caught if you fall and break and then your screen's broke and then you can't afford to fix it. Just like they do a car, the same way they do a car. And then you're stuck without a phone. You need a phone for emergencies. What if your kids need to contact you? They'll just use all that stuff and then they'll get people to buy that insurance. Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. They do that now with just think they do that now with just regular cell phones, just regular cell phones. They have people buy insurance. Ooh wee. They says, how are the phones 5G when the networks are still 4G? Doesn't make sense. I know it makes sense to moneymakers. See, Dave, you're not in that world anymore. Now, step out from that version, right? Now come on the other side, Dave, and say, wait a minute. How are these phones 5G if 5G isn't even in place? Because they're selling it to them. They're saying, hey, it's gonna be. You want to be ahead of the game? Yeah, get a 5G cell phone right now, so you're ready when we do the 5G. We don't know when that's gonna be, but it doesn't matter as long as you pay for the phone right now. That's all we care about. Because that phone's gonna be obsolete in 1 year. You're gonna upgrade anyway, so it really doesn't matter. It just tricks them. On the consumer side, Dave, it doesn't make any type of sense. On the business side of it, it makes total sense. NC Big says next banks will be offering phone loans. No, they won't do stuff like that. The banks don't do phones. They just do strictly big money deals. I mean, real money, billions. They're not cell phone. That's petty stuff. That's whatever, right? That's petty stuff to banks. Banks deal with trillions and billions. They ain't messing with no cell phones, right? Trina B says, my company has a mobile department. Yeah. Dave says, my coworker from Barbados says the banks there offer loans for some local festival similar to a carnival. I can't remember the name. It says, my coworker from Barbados says the banks there offer loans for some local festival similar to, man, the banks are killing the game, man. I don't hate on the banks at all. They're not doing anything fancy. They're just using mathematics. They're just using mathematics. That's it. They're not big, bad, and evil. Banks are not evil. They're just saying, hey, you want to borrow our money? Yeah, these are the terms. You agree to the terms? Yeah, and you sign on the dotted line, and that's it. They're not. If I came to a bank to say like I went to get a home loan or something, right? I would look at the terms or give them to a lawyer. I would never buy a home without a lawyer. I would never do that, ever. I would never do that. I don't understand what's in those papers. I have no idea what's in those papers. I'm gonna give it to somebody. I'm gonna pay an expert to say, read through these papers and see if it financially benefits me to even sign these papers when I borrow their money. Then the lawyer's gonna come back and say, no, that's a bad idea. You should get this loan or that loan, whatever, right? That's what I'm gonna do. People do that every day. People buy $300,000-$400,000 homes, sign on the dotted line, not having a clue what's in those papers. Ivy says, when making an Amazon purchase, they put it in bold. You could save X amount of dollars by only paying X amount today with the Amazon credit card. Click here to get approved in seconds. I know they got it, man. I see that all the time when I shop on Amazon. I see that, hey, you could have saved this if you did this. It's like, when you read stuff like that, it's crazy. It's like, what? It makes, when they say that, hey, you could have saved 10% on this purchase if you did it with this credit card. None of what they just said makes any mathematical sense. None of it makes mathematical sense, but it makes total sense to people who are in debt. It makes total sense to them. They say, oh man, I can save. Yeah, you can. Sure. Right now, because they're going to get quadruple that when you sign up for that credit card because you're in debt. I don't even, when you're out of debt, you don't even pay attention to that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't even exist. I know it. Don't get me wrong. I can read it when I see it, but I'm like, yeah, that don't make any sense. I know what you're doing. You're doing it for people in debt. You're not talking. That advertisement is not for me. It's for people in debt that believe they're going to save. Just no different than when you go shopping. Hey, you buy that shirt, you can take 10% off of this if you get our credit card, and people do it. Really believing they're getting 10% off that shirt. They really believe it. People in debt believe that. Dave says most people don't read their Visa debit card agreement, which extends the warranty on devices like iPhone, which you use your debit card, so you don't need Apple Care. You don't have to read. Yeah, people ain't looking at that. If they're using a credit card to buy a cell phone anyway, whatever. Do you think they're reading the fine print? No, they're focused on that phone. And I truly believe that that's probably in there. They're not going to, credit card companies are not going to advertise that. They just, as long as they put it in the print, that's all they're required to do. It's the law that they have to put this type of stuff in print, but they know it doesn't matter. People don't read it. All right, the law just, like when new laws come out and say, hey, the consumer didn't know because this, that, and they go, oh crap. It's more, I'm sure when laws come out and force credit card companies to do that, they're like, oh man, we got to redo all the dang forms. Oh God, that's the hassle. It's not that they have to put that information required by law in the paperwork. It's just the hassle that they got to change all their paperwork now. I can imagine that. Can you imagine how many statements go out to people every single month? They got to change all that paperwork. Oh, that's got to be a hassle. Because now they gotta get somebody to write it correctly according to the law, make sure it's the same way, so people don't think, oh, they tricked me, they didn't tell me about this. Just like the same thing they do with student loans. Oh, they didn't tell us that this, and that. All you gotta do is pay your student loan off. You don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. Dave says the salespeople at Home Goods, you can save 10% by opening our store card. I say, you want me to sign up for a card with 24.99% interest rate to save 10%? They are like, do the math. Only people, what's so funny, Dave? Only people that are debt free even say that stuff. Nobody in debt says that. They don't say, hey, you want me to save 10% to pay 24, almost 25%? No, that doesn't make any sense, but it's business. It's business. 1 second, you guys. All right, back. I had to just text somebody real quick here. Dave says, well, I say it politely. I mean, I know. I mean, it's something naturally inside of you that you just have to say it, especially when you're debt free. Now that you're through zero, on the other side of zero, that stuff is just so obvious. So you can't help but say it out loud, Dave. You'd be like, what? You want me to? But you got to remember, the majority of people that are in debt, they don't know anything about that. They really believe they're going to save 10%. They do. They really believe they're going to save 10%. Any questions, you guys? Any questions? Any questions? Let me put this link up here one more time so you guys, just in case if anybody wants to join the session today. And I'm scrolling along the bottom there is my website, savings-debt.com, for a free 30-minute consultation. You can also go to my, here, let me put that, let me get this. I should have had this ready. And I want to remind people that I offer different types of services. Okay. So some people need help with me by going through all their finances. Some people just want the information from me and say, hey, I have a question on this. What should I do? And then some people I have a 45-minute session. Let me put that up there 1 second here. Here's the link to my website and services. Okay. Uber guy says, looking at all these people in debt are not victims. They are just people aren't reading or doing math. I've been obsessed with becoming debt free for weeks now, and I can't even think the same. You know what, Uber guy, you'll get used to it. It's like, look at it as like a superpower. That's how I look at it. I look at myself as like Neo in the debt matrix, right? I did a post where, you know that one where Neo's like this and he's blocking all the bullets coming towards him. He's doing like this and he stops them. That's what I feel like, because people in debt don't know they're in debt. So they don't know they speak debt. So when they start talking debt things to me, I already know what they're saying before they know they're saying it. Here, let me give you an example of that. Let me give you an example. How I know what people are saying when they ask the question. So if somebody ever asks you, hey, because this is a common question. Hey, should I buying versus renting? Okay. Should I buy versus rent? Am I throwing money away on rent and this and that? You always hear that all the time in the debt matrix. You always hear that. People in debt don't even realize they don't even have a choice. They're broke. They have no choice but to rent. Now, if this is you and you're wondering, you're probably thinking, yeah, people always tell me that. People always say buying versus renting. If I rent, I'm throwing away my money and this and that. Right? They always say that to you. And then you got to go, who is that coming from? Who's saying that? Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have for a house. If that number's in the negative, you don't have any money for a house, so you don't have no choice but to rent. So when I hear somebody say that, I already know that they're in debt, because only people in debt would say such a thing, especially if they're in debt. It's like, if you have money, you can buy. If you don't have money, you believe there's a choice. There is not a choice. When you have money, you say, I'm gonna buy a house. When I have the money. People that understand money says, I'm gonna buy a house when I have the money. Before that, I'm gonna rent. It's really that simple. They says, I'm happy for you at Uber Guy. You've got this. Stay in your lane and stick to your plan. Yeah, Uber Guy, most definitely. I always can tell the people that have caught the bug. They caught that debt-free bug, and they're like, man, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that. I can't believe people are saying that. I can't believe I used to say that. Did I say that out loud? Oh my God, I can't even. Yeah, that's how it happens. Because I'm gonna tell you something, Uber Guy. This is when you're paying your way out of debt. That's a very important part of the process, because if you knew, like, you're still in the process, so there's a lot of things you still can't see or hear, right? If it all came to you at once, it would drive you crazy. It has to come slowly. And paying off your debt, you can't rush paying off your debt. You have to go check to check to check to check. And each time you're learning something new each time. You're like, oh man, now I understand taxes. And you understand taxes. When you get totally out of debt, check this out. You'll see the purpose of taxes. You'll see the purpose. You'll be like, oh man, they're not big, bad, and evil. Oh, now I see why you can go to prison if you break the rules. If you don't follow the rules, now I can see why you go to prison. People are always scared of the tax man getting audited. If you just follow the rules, you won't have to worry about any of that. Just follow the freaking rules. You don't have to worry about getting audited. You don't have to worry about somebody trying to pull a tax scam on you, because you're following the rules. An auditor is not going to come to your house or your business if they can clearly see, if you can clearly see you're following the rules. They're not going to come knocking on your door. That'd be an absolute waste of their time. Hey, we just came to check to see if you're following the rules. We already know that you're following them, but we came to double check. That wouldn't happen. That makes absolutely no mathematical sense. It's pointless. They got millions of other people trying to break the rules. You think they're going to bother with a person following them? Always think the opposite of everything. When it comes to money, if somebody comes to you and say, hey, yeah, this student loan debt crisis is out of control, that's a person in debt. If somebody comes to you and they're saying they're going to vote for a person that's going to try to wipe away student loan debt, or this is out of control, I can't believe this and that, and this is their fault, and this person's fault, and this is the senator's fault, and this and that, they're in student loan debt, because only student loan debt people in student loan debt care about that kind of stuff. Day says, it sounds like you are kicking butt at Cosmic Wisdom. Oh, okay, she's talking. Mr. Union says, why do you still rent? Because I don't have the money for a house. So I have to rent. I have to keep renting until I have the money for a house. Cosmic Wisdom says, I do. It's tiring at times, but I like it. Oh, she's talking to Dan. Okay. Gabriel, and that moved really quick. Gabriel says, for real, people think taxes are theft, and it's not true. That's not true. Taxes, the best way I could say taxes is if it wasn't in place, because people are greedy. And when it comes, you got to remember this. People that are in debt, they don't know they're in debt. They're in a negative, so they think money is scarce. And if taxes were in place, they wouldn't participate in the whole economy. They have to be forced to participate because they think money is scarce. And if they didn't have to pay taxes, they would have more money. That's what people in debt believe. And so they would say, you know what, if it was voluntary to pay taxes, people in debt would never pay taxes. And then the whole economy would crash. But everyone must participate. That's why you can go to prison. Once you get out of debt, you'll say, oh, taxes are not really that expensive. And once you create your own business, it doesn't matter about if they lower taxes anyway. You're just passing those taxes on to your customer. It doesn't matter. Oh, you guys are going to raise taxes? Okay, then my products are going to go up. And then you guys pay. And then I say, oh, man, yeah, that's inflation. See what I'm saying? It's just the stupidest nonsense. But hey, whatever. Uber guy says, one of my tenants has rent of $1,300. Literally told me this. She said, she can't afford to rent, so she is buying a $500,000 home. She said it will save her money. Jeez, what? Okay, let me reread that. One of my tenants has rent of $1,300. Literally told me this. She said she can't afford rent, so she's buying a. That makes absolutely no mathematical sense at all. If that was me and somebody was telling me that, I would think like the Twilight Zone. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Uber guy says, I just told her good luck. I couldn't debate with someone so broken. Yeah, that kind of person, Uber guy, you got to say good luck. Because if she's saying that, oh, yeah, she's way gone. She's way gone. There's no, she's already sound like she already made up her mind. Somebody else in debt told her, hey, you should stop wasting money on rent. Because when people in the debt matrix, when they hear that, they don't know to turn around and look at that person to see if that person's in debt. If that's a person with a mortgage, of course they're going to tell you to get a mortgage because they want you to be like them. Numbers don't make sense, but okay, Cosmic Wisdom says. Uber guy says, trust me, she was dead serious. Oh, I know. I can tell by the way you're saying it, Uber guy, and I wasn't even there. I can tell by the statement because she believed the statement that you're throwing away money on rent. No, I'm not. I'm renting right now. I'm not throwing away my money. I got a roof over my head. I have no idea why people in debt say such things. Oh, you're throwing away your money on rent. No, I'm not. I got a place to live. What are you talking about? Is there some place to live in USA for free? Where can I live for free? Tell me. That's really, really nice. Nowhere. So I have to rent. What am I getting for the rent? A place over my head. And anything breaks down in my apartment, I just pick up the phone and call the manager and say, hey, come fix it. Toilet's broke. Yeah, come fix it. Refrigerator's out. Come fix it. Uber guy says, I want her to love now. Okay. Cosmic says, even if she puts a 50% payment on a mortgage, is going to be around $2,100. You know what, Cosmic Wisdom? That sounds like she probably got, well, first of all, she got a horrible mortgage. You know she does. So somebody probably convinced her to get an FHA mortgage because you only have to put 3% down or some stupid nonsense. And then they probably front loaded it and all this. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Any other questions, you guys? Any other questions? Any other questions? This is a good show. For those of you that are new to my channel, I am a 100% conscious, debt-free motivational speaker. I help people get out of debt. I help people get out of debt by creating them plans to get out of debt. Okay. I say, follow this plan and you'll be free. I add up all the debt because a lot of people don't even know how much debt they're in. You know what I say? I add up all their debt and say, this is your real debt. You're a slave. This is your price to be free. This is the price to become free. This is the price of your slave papers right here, right there. Now, this is going to be the hard part. Once I show you that, you got to believe it. You got to be like, oh man, this is the point to where this is the crucial decision to break out of the debt matrix. Do I believe that mathematics? Do I believe that math? That's the point. If you say no, you'll remain in the debt matrix, a slave for the rest of your life. I don't care how much your student loans is. Doesn't matter. Don't care. If you're a person that believes you'll never pay off your student loan debt, you're a slave. You'll be a slave till you're dead. Slavery is alive and well. Zuki says, should you invest in mutual funds while in debt? See, I like these kind of questions. Okay. Now let's walk through this question. This is why I feel like I'm Neo in the debt matrix. Zook says, should you invest in mutual funds while you're in debt? That's mathematically impossible to invest in anything because you're in debt. See what I'm saying? You can't. That's mathematically impossible. People in the debt matrix believe they can. Because I get that question all the time. Should I invest in this? Should I invest in my retirement before getting out of debt? You're saying as if you have a choice. There is no choice. You're in debt. Add up all your savings. Add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest. If that's in a negative, that's mathematically impossible to invest negative dollars into anything. It doesn't exist. See how simple I make it? It's so simple. NC Big says, my question kind of personal. I'll email you. Okay. All right, cool. Mr. Union says, do you ever see yourself buying another home? Honestly, man, I feel like if I bought a home, it'll lock me down in the state. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the feeling of being locked. Now that I'm financially free, I can move and go anywhere I want and do my work any state I choose. I'd probably buy a house to rent it out as a retirement. So what I would do personally right now at my age, I would probably buy a house, make it a rental, put it under the business. And then since I'm debt free, I don't need the rental income. So it'll go right back in the house. So the renter will be paying the mortgage off. I'll get appreciation, depreciation, taxes. That house will be paid off in 7 years. And I would repeat the process. I would just have multiple rentals. And then when it's time to retire, there's nothing better on the market. No vehicle than a paid off house for retirement. Paid off house that I could just sell anytime I wish and take all the money. And I could, you know how long I could live on the price of one house? Oh man, forever. Gabriel says that's like that with my friend said about $30,000 car, which he had the money and still put a down payment. That's why it doesn't matter with people in debt. If he had $30,000 in the bank and he went to buy a $30,000 car, You got the money. Why don't you just buy it? They're like, nah, man, I'm not going to use all that. This is what people in the debt matrix say. Okay. This is repeat after me. I'm not going to spend all my money. I'm going to use other people's money, which is the bank's money. And that's exactly what they want you to do. The bank want you to use their money. That's what they want you to do. So it make believe like you have money in the bank. So if he went, check it out. If this person after taxes, say like the car was on sale for 30,000 and after taxes, it came up to like 35, 36,000. Okay. With all the stuff. If he had, let's make it a 35. Okay. If he had $30,000 in the bank, that means he's now negative $5,000 in the hole. But he believes that $30,000 is still in the bank. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. If the person just did the math, they was like, oh man, if I do that, even though I didn't spend my money, now I'm negative. And that's spread over 72, 84 months. So man, each month that goes by, that money that he believes in his account is really not there. Because 30,000 minus 35,000 is negative 5,000, negative 5,000. $30,000 in the bank minus the $35,000 car is negative $5,000. So that $30,000 he believes in the bank, it's not even there. It's invisible. It's digital numbers on a screen. You think when a person says, hey, I got $30,000 in the bank, you think they don't have it in cash. They believe it's in the bank. And how do they believe it's in the bank? They log into their account and then they see these digital numbers and they think the money's in there. There's no money in there. There's nothing in there. But as long as the people that the consumer believes it's there, it's there. R says, LJ, what's the best method to pay off my car loan off? Should I just pay the extra when wait, let me see that. LJ, what's the best method to pay my car loan off? Should I just pay extra when my actual payment is due? I owe $8,000. This is my last debt. Oh, it's your last debt too. Okay. Yeah, just pay as much as you can. If that's your last debt, it's pay as much as you can. Okay. This is what I would do. If that is completely your last debt, I would drop my savings to $1,000 and whatever I had in my savings, keep $1,000 for as an emergency fund right now. If you have more than that in your savings, I know it sounds scary. All right. Don't worry. That's a conditioned mindset. Doesn't matter because you're already in the negative with that car. Okay. So don't think it's, oh man, if I drop my savings down here, I'll be broke. That's because you believe that money's in your account. And it's really not there. It's not even there. It's just digital numbers on the screen. Okay. And then also you just go drop it to 1,000, take whatever that money is and drop it on that car and you pay that car as fast as you can. That's how you do it. Cosmic Wizard says, Linnell, if you look at a house as a rental, then you can move and rent it out and move if you want. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I would buy. Now, if you look at a house, I just would want rentals. I don't know. I'm not saying that I won't buy a house, but right now it's not even on my mind because I just don't want to be trapped. I don't know how to describe this feeling to you guys, but this is the best way I'm going to describe it to you. Okay. I've been working all my life for 40 years. Okay. Never once had I taken a straight month off of work. Never once. Not 1 month. I never took one whole solid month off. It was always broke up, sprinkled day here, 1 week there, maybe extra day on the weekend because I took one of my vacation days and added to the end of the weekend so I can get money off. Once I was off work for 1 year, my whole life changed. 1 year. This alone. How many people do you know in your life that has taken 1 year off of work? That not had a traditional job? How many people you know? That's how rare I am. I'm doing it for 4 now. This year is 4 years. The 1 year broke my 40-hour work week habit, conditioned mindset. Once I broke out of the year, I was like, wait a minute, who came up with 40-hour work weeks? Who says overtime is over 40 hours? Who said the work week is 5 days? Who said the weekends are off? And if you ask somebody in the debt matrix, they will have no idea what you're talking. What do you mean? It's just been that way. Yeah, I know to you. Once I broke the year, I was like, holy crap. I didn't know life was this free. Nope, sure didn't. I'm going on 4. Now, 4 years out, there's no going back to the 40-hour work week. Nuh-uh. No, sir. No. I got out of prison. Now I got to put myself back in prison. No, no. You go to lunch at this time. You better be back at this time. You're going to work till 5. I don't care if I call you after hours. I don't, man, no, no, you don't know. You don't, when you're in the debt matrix and you're working at like that, and there's so many things that are being done to you. And it's anything, look at it this way. Anything that you do at your job that you know you're not getting paid for, you are giving away the time of your life for absolutely free. If you're working through lunch just to get some work done and you're not getting paid for it, you're a slave. You're not a team player, you're a slave. I know team player sounds better. That's a better version of saying slave, because you would catch on and say, hey man, are you gonna work through your lunch? You go, yeah. And if they turn to you and said, thanks, slave, and walked away, you'd be like, what? What the hell did you call me? Instead they go, great job, team player. You go, yeah. If you just stop and think, wait a minute, if I do this, will I be working for free? You sure will, slave. Harvey says, Monday, an older friend called me to inform me he bought his wife a new vehicle. He believes he got a discount because it was a 2019 and he got it got $7,000 in rebates. What are rebates? Who am I getting $7,000 back from? Nobody ever questions that. Nobody ever says that. Nobody ever says, who am I getting money back from? They just believe they are. Day says, that's why if you're making a large withdrawal at the bank, you have to call ahead to see if they have the bills on hand. Yeah, because they don't have any money in there. People, so funny. This is hilarious. And trust me, when I was in the debt matrix, I used to believe the movies like somebody goes and robs a bank and there's just these stacks of cash pallet boards in the safe and it's locked and they need the key to get the key from the. It's the same story. The guy has the key around his neck. And the bank robbers know who the bank is. Hey, who has the key? I don't know. And then they go punch the guy in his mouth. He says, oh, okay. And then he pulls out the key and they do the same thing in every movie. And then people believe that there's money. There's no money in there. Can you imagine the amount of people that are in debt that actually believe the movies and then they go abroad to try to rob a bank and they get caught and they go to prison and ain't no money in the bank because they believe the movies. Now you're in prison trying to steal something that's not even there. It doesn't even exist. Once you get out of debt, you'd be like, oh, that's just paper. That's just paper. I remember hearing that all the time in the debt matrix. Money's just paper. I'm like, excuse me. Well, like you know, when you're in a debt matrix, you're like, well, yeah, I'm touching it. No, you want to go, no, it's just like paper. Like pull out that college ruled paper. That's the same thing. We just agree that this paper means something. We just, in the college rule paper, we just agree that that's for school. That's it. That's no difference between the two. Try to explain that to somebody in debt. They will look at you like you are nuts. And especially when they say, hey, man, money doesn't grow on trees. I want to go, yes, it does. It's paper. No, then again, it's made out of something, linen and nylon or something. Maybe not exactly paper, but whatever. You know what I mean. Hyphy says he was bragging to me about how his credit score was at an 870 and they gave him a 3% finance, which was the lowest. I played down my financial intelligence to avoid an argument. Yeah, you can't say nothing. I would love to see your face, Hyphy, as he's telling you that. I wish I could have a camera right at that moment. I'd stand on his side as he's telling you that, and I would record your face as he's saying, hey, man, I got an awesome deal because my credit score is this, and they gave me a 3% of that. And you just want to go, hey, when you finance a car, you're financing the taxes too, right? They didn't give you nothing. They'll go like, what? What do you mean? Since you didn't have the money for the car, you didn't have the money for the taxes, so you're financing the taxes too. You can't tell them that. Cosmic says it's a personal choice. I get it. Raining Woman says, good morning. Hey, good morning, Raining Woman. Good morning. Welcome. Hyphy says he said he got a deal. So He got a deal so good on his wife's vehicle. Next month, he may go trade in his current vehicle, especially since his score is high. He is saying out loud that he's about to get 2 car payments. He probably already has 2 car payments. Ain't gonna be a big deal. Because I've heard somebody say this. I remember somebody went and got a new car, and they said, I think, I don't know if it was me or a friend, to say, "Hey, how much is your car payment?" He said, $10. No, a friend was telling me this. He said $10. And he said he turned to him and said, "What do you mean $10? Oh, it's only $10 more than my last car payment." Did you just say that out loud? People in debt have no idea what they're saying, not a clue, and they say it out loud too. NC Big says rebates, but no one ever sees the money. I've seen rebates. You mail them in and get the money back. Where's the money back at the dealership? Where's the money back at the dealer? Exactly. It doesn't even. Nobody ever stops to say, "I'm getting a rebate from where? From who? Who's giving me money?" No people in debt. They just go, "Oh, I can apply that to the car." Yeah, we're going to apply something that doesn't even exist. We're going to make you believe that it exists. So you believe, you drive out of here, you believe that you got a great deal. And then you're going to go tell all your friends what a great dealership we are, and come to them, and they'll treat you right and this and that. Now, again, I'm not saying dealerships are bad. I'm not calling them evil. I'm not saying they're doing anything illegal. It's business. I'm just giving you the outside perspective of a debt-free person. I would never set foot on a dealership unless I was buying an absolute brand new car. That's the only time I would. If I decided I was going to buy me a brand new car, that's when I would step on a dealership to buy a car. But then again, I would never buy a brand new car. I would just never do it. NC Big says, LJ guy at work financed 2 cars and said he got a deal. Look at that. It said he got a deal. Said he got a deal. One second, you guys. I'm reading something. I mean, NC Biggs, I got your email, but I'm not sure how you want me to address it. That's, because you sent it to me in the email, but I can just respond to you. I'll just respond to you. Of course, I'm not going to read it out loud. Okay. So Dave says, if the score was in the 800s, then he should have qualified for a 0% financing with nothing down. That tier 1 credit, which we know is a joke. Even, you know what, honestly, Dave, even a 0 down is even worse than money down. A 0 down is even worse than having to put money down. People that have high credit scores, they believe that that's a privilege to finance the whole vehicle. And they really believe, hey, this is why credit scores don't matter. Check this out. So you guys can listen to me closely. Listen, if you're new to my channel, I want you to listen to this closely, okay? I know in the debt matrix, it sounds cool when you hear a person that says, my credit score is so good, I didn't have to put any money down and I got 0% financing. So now we're going to come outside the debt matrix, okay? Not only did they finance the car, they financed the whole car, and they financed all the taxes associated with it. Now they sign up for a 0% finance for 72 months. Out of 72 months, they better not have one financial hiccup, not one. Nothing better happen, not a car crash, not a job loss, not an economy crash. Nothing better happen for 72 months. Those odds are better than Vegas. Those odds are better than Vegas. If they mess up on that contract, because you better believe there's all kind of stuff in that 0% contract. You better believe it. If they mess up once, whoa, they're gonna be paying. So when they say that, you got to look at people and if you got a low credit score and you hear somebody with a high credit score that does that, you got to look at them and be like, ooh, That's even worse than not putting that. That's even worse than having to put money down. That's worse. Don't be impressed. Gabriel said, just be weird or be broke. You know what I do, Gabriel? And I know not everybody's like me. I just say how it is. I just say what it is. If you ask, I mean, I don't go up to a person and say that. I don't get on Facebook and destroy people's dreams that bought a new car after they got a raise. You think I get on their channel and go, oh man, you just messed up. Ain't none of my business. That's none of my business. You know what when I see people like that on Facebook, you know what I say to myself? We need you. We need people like that believe they got a great deal. They believe they deserve a new car when they got a raise. We need those type of slaves. We need them. The economy runs on debt. This economy runs on debt, not this one. This one. This one runs on that one, but this one doesn't run on debt. It runs on, well, it runs on the debt from this one. Okay. Ned says, what bank do you use for a savings account? Just a credit union. I just use a credit union. Nothing fancy. I don't physically need to go to a bank. I haven't physically walked into a bank in years, right? My bank is not even in the same state as me because I don't need to really walk into it. I just need everything accesses online. I can do everything online. Any questions? Any questions? And if you guys want to jump on here, you can anytime. Let me throw this in. Let me copy this clip one more time so you guys can, if you want to join the stream, you can. One second, I got to text somebody. All right. Any questions, you guys? You guys have any questions? Today's video was awesome, man. I like that. I like that. It was a good video. Thank you, Best Version. Appreciate it. Dealerships pulled the FICO auto score. Okay, Days high. It's talking to Hyphy dealerships. Yeah. You know what's so crazy? Like, I'm gonna walk you through the car buying process as a debt-free person. This is what really happens to people who walk on dealership car lots to finance a car. Okay. Now, if I go slow, I'm just trying to make sure I don't skip steps. Okay. You walk on the car lot, say, I'm just looking. The car salesman says, yeah, in his head. Yeah, everybody says that, but you're here because you can't afford to buy a car cash. Okay, cool. But they don't know that. They don't know that. So they walk into the car lot, say, I want to finance that car. They go inside, sit them down, run 3 of their credit scores. The people in the debt matrix, they don't know if they're going to pick the lowest score so they can charge them the highest interest rate. They make them sit there for 8 hours to buy one car. Only a person in debt would ever sit there that long to buy one car. People in debt, I mean, people that have money would never do that. You would never waste your time, 8 hours of your life to buy one car, right? But people in debt do that. So they set up the kiddie stations. So when the kids are there to play, because they're going to be there for hours, they got somewhere to play. That's why they got kiddie stations in there, right? And then the car salesman pretends like he's talking to somebody behind the screen, like he's the Wizard of Oz with super monthly payment God powers to say, okay, we approve you for this amount a month. But the person that goes in there, they already have a certain amount in their head set, but they never come out paying that amount. They're always $50 to $100 over. That's part of the plan too. And then after they wear them out, they wear They wear the person out that's buying the car. They wear them out to where they'll sign anything just to get that depreciating object. And then when they're done signing the papers, they take pictures with that depreciating object saying, thank you for taking this depreciating object off their hand. You just made us a lot of money. And then they take pictures with it and shake and smile their hand. And they don't even know what they're doing. And then when they drive off the car lot, they believe at that moment is when the car goes down in value. It goes down in value as soon as you crack your lips to say, I'm financing this car. Because people in debt don't know that nobody gets a finance car on sale. Nobody. Every time you finance a car, you're financing the taxes too. They don't know that. That's the car buying process. And then financing a car is one of the worst things anybody could do to their that's financial suicide, to finance a car. Hyphy says, LJ, being debt free, do you prefer most of your shopping to be done online to avoid the hassle and emotional solicitation? Exactly, Hyphy. I'm the same way. When clothes, I have to go. And you're right. I have to tolerate, say I go to the mall and you're going to the mall to buy stuff. So when you go to buy stuff, they got all these vendors in the middle of the mall that's also trying to just sell you stuff. It's just like, oh my God, it's just nonstop. Now, mind you, I understand it's business. I get that part. I get it. But when you're debt free, you don't realize how much stuff is being sold to you 24 hours a day. It's always being sold to you. And it's just irritating. Mess says, what are you currently investing in? Any precious metals? Nope. Just precious me. I don't invest in any stocks, bonds, CDs, money market accounts, nothing. The only thing I'm investing in is me. Nothing's going to get me faster to retirement than me. Nothing. There's nothing on the stock market. There's no gold. There's no, what's that, Bitcoin. There's no 401k, nothing. Me. I'm going to make me rich. I'm going to make me wealthy. Me. I'm the precious metal. Gabriel says, I'm debt free, but I still feel like I'm poor. I don't get why I feel like that. It's because you don't really realize the significance of being above zero. Okay, you're not recognizing the significance of that. And this is how you got to look at it, because the reason why you feel like that is because you're not looking at the whole picture of collectively. None of this would work if we didn't collectively believe that this dollar bill meant something. We have to all agree in the United States that this green piece of paper means something, right? This is all you got to do. Look, Google student loan debt. It's in the trillions. You're not part of that. You're not part of it. Trillions in mortgage debt. You're not part of that. Trillions in car loan debt. You're not part of that. Trillions in credit card debt. You're not part of that. All those people are in the negative, the deep negative, deep negative. There are millions of people that believe they're homeowners while having mortgages. They believe it. That's a necessary. They must believe that. They must believe they are homeowners when in actuality, they are loan owners. Walk up to a person with a mortgage and say, hey, you're not a homeowner, you're a loan owner. They will look at you like you're crazy, probably even fight you. And as they're throwing punches, you go, hey, wait, stop. Is my math right? They have to say yes. Then you got to turn to them and say, then why are you angry? I don't get it. Why are you mad? See what I'm saying? So look at it collectively, Gabriel. You always got to look at I only look at money collectively now. I don't look at it individually no more. I look at it collectively. Day says, when you were getting out of debt, did you minimize other areas of your life like material possessions? I am finding myself getting rid of donating things I don't need because they don't matter. Exactly. That's what I did. I did all that. Day. You're right. That process you're going through right now, Day, is part of the process. You start I don't really consider myself a minimalist, but you start to say, man, I don't need all this stuff. This stuff is just weighing me down. I got rid of everything. I sold a lot of stuff when I got out of debt. I sold a ton of stuff. People don't know my backstory, but I was living the lavish life, making six figures, 160, computer engineering degree, all that stupid nonsense, right? Once I started getting out of debt, I moved out of my fancy high rise, sold my Lexus, and moved into a room in my sister's house. People thought I was on meth, crack. What's wrong with Linnell? Why is he living like that? What? You're 40 something years old and you living in a room in your sister's house? Oh, he must be a loser. I don't care what people in debt say. I don't even hear them. Only people in debt say things like that. They'll talk bad about you, think something's wrong with you if you do something like that, not realizing they're so deep in debt, mortgage payments, credit card payments, card notes. But since it doesn't look like that on the outside, the world believes that they're doing something. They're not doing anything. They're slaves. Somebody, you got to think about it. Somebody will roll up on you in a brand new Lexus with a finance cell phone, a finance house, multiple credit cards, and call you poor or broke if you live in a room in a house. That's why I don't even hear them. I don't even hear people in debt speak. You know how much you don't even realize, Dave, you're going to notice this too. You're going to notice this. You're going to notice that once you recognize people in debt, because they won't make any mathematical sense, and you totally ignore them, the world gets quiet. You'll stop watching the news. You'll stop listening to commercials on TV. You'll put that on my mute. If I happen to watch TV and a commercial comes on, I put it on mute because I don't want to hear it. Day says they also have multiple bank inquiries on your credit report. These jokers. Yeah, my credit is frozen, Day. So you can go to all 3 credit bureaus, right? And you can freeze your credit report for free. I don't let people do inquiries on my credit report. I just don't do that. You don't need to be in it. And think about it this way. Why do they have access to do that anyway? Because it's a business. Credit is a business. They sell your information. The credit bureaus sell your information. That's how they know to mail you all that bull crap. Think about it. If you go and freeze it, there's nothing to mail to you because it's frozen. Cosmic Wisdom says, I am trying not to buy unnecessary things and keep my monthly costs down, rather use that money to invest and travel a day. Yeah. I mean, and it's almost, I guarantee you, Cosmic Wisdom don't even have to try. It's just a natural thing. You just don't buy stupid things. You just don't do it. There is no way I could sit down, and I finance many cars. There is no way I could sit down and sign a 72-month contract for a vehicle. Even thinking about that gives me hives. Even thinking about that sounds like prison, financial prison. Owe that much money to a bank for 7 years? No, not doing any of that. Oh, okay, cool. When's the last time you double checked that day? Make sure you double check it. Because they be doing funny stuff. I haven't had any inquiries on my credit report in years. I haven't seen any of that for years. So I hope that answered your question, Gabriel, because that's you're not recognizing that you're over zero, right? And you're probably getting overwhelmed by people in debt because they look like they have everything, right? It's a psychological thing, right? But you got to remember that's all a facade. If they're making payments, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they have. They can have Cadillac Escalade. If they're making payments, it's not theirs. It's not their house. It's not their clothes. It's not their watches. Don't worry about the vacations. They're just a slave on vacation. They're a slave driving a new car. They're a slave in a nice house. They're just slaves. Hyphy says they can only do soft pulls, which are not inquiries. Companies do soft pulls to determine if they'll solicit to you or not. See, I don't. Mine's is frozen, so I don't even. None of that happens. Dave says, and there's a 4th bureau. Oh, invoice that most people don't know about, and that's frozen as well. I also put a fraud alert to be conscious that removes you from the credit card marketing list. Oh, INN. Oh, I gotta look that up. I did not know that. Should I spell that IOVIS. Invoice is a provider of consumer data solutions and is considered a CRA in the United States. The others are Equifax, Experience, TransUnion, PRBC, SageStream. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Didn't know anything about that. I just learned something new today. Didn't even know that. They said, I haven't received a credit card solicitation for over 17 years. Yeah, me neither. I haven't. Do they still do that? I didn't know they did still do credit card solicitations. Oh, no, they do. Yeah, what am I talking about? Of course they do. Also freeze check systems. Goodness gracious. Are there that many out there? It's just ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I check every month. Cool. They says, if you don't mind me sharing this link from the Consumer Financial Credit Bureau, which lists the consumer reporting agency, you can freeze each one and get those other minor report. Yeah, I don't think you can. You probably have to because you got to be a moderator to paste a link. So just can you email me that link? Here, just email me that link and I'll post it in here. Day. Any questions, you guys? Any other questions? Because if not, we're gonna cut this off at 10 minutes. Okay. What is today? Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Any other questions? Any other questions? Oops. Nope. That. Get rid of that. Yes, thank you, Hyphy. Appreciate that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. Much appreciated to those of you that have joined. Much appreciated. We're going to cut this off in about 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. Any other questions in the meantime? Got it. Okay, cool. Let me grab that real quick here. Thank you, Day. Appreciate it. Let me bring that up. One second here. Come on. Will you just copy? Jeez. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see if this works. Nope, didn't work. All right. Sorry, guys. 1 second here. I'm having a copy paste problem. 1 second. There we go. There you go. Thank you, Day. Hey, thanks, Uber guy. Congratulations, man. You got the bug, man. Especially at a young age. I'm happy for you, man. You probably don't even know yet, but I'm happy for you because had I known what I'm telling you at your age, I'd have been a millionaire a long time ago. I would have avoided a lot of relationships because you won't even take You won't even take anybody serious that's deep in debt. You won't even take them serious. They're in debt. You know that relationship wouldn't go anywhere. They're in debt. And it's especially not, let me take that back. If they're in debt and they don't care about being in debt, you won't even take that relationship serious. You won't. They're in debt. Nothing's worse than being with somebody in debt and they don't even care about being in debt. That's a huge, huge problem. You would never be in debt free. You would never accept that ever. There's a debt freedom. Let me give you guys a little personal. Debt freedom has allowed me a great many things outside of debt too. My whole life has changed. There's a lot of things I just won't even tolerate, no matter the feeling. No matter the feeling, you don't care about hurting people's feelings, because if it hurts somebody else's feelings about what you do with your money, that's their problem. That's not your problem. That's their problem. Who cares how they feel about your money? That's their problem. People try to make you feel bad if they want to borrow some money and they say, oh man, you got it. You want to go, how do you know that? You just got to say, no, you can't borrow none. Oh, you're just doing it. No, I'm saying that because I don't want to lend you any money. You just got to be very direct. I have the money, but I'm not going to lend it to you because I don't want to lend it to you. That's how clear you got to be. So there is no misunderstanding. Because if you go like this, if they ask to borrow, because this is what broke people do, they play on your feelings to get you to lend them some money. You can't do that. You got to say no. You don't have to make up an excuse. Oh, I got to do this. I got to buy that. I got to go somewhere. No, you just say no. Then they're going to say, people in debt say, oh man, you got it. You can lend it to me. You say, yes, I do have it, but I'm not going to lend it to you ever. Every time you ask me, the answer is going to be no. Then they just walk away. There is no maybe. There is, oh man, I sort of kind of almost had them. No, the answer is no. They might ask one more time, and then if they see that you're serious, they'll never ask you for money again. The answer is no. Oh, he's the a-hole. This and that. Doesn't care how they feel. Doesn't matter. Sorry. You don't loan broke people money. You're never going to get it back. That's why they're broke. It's like when somebody co-signs for somebody to get something like a car loan. It's like when people that help people co-sign, especially co-sign for people with bad credit. If this is you and you feel like you're being pressured into doing that, this is what I want you to think about. The person's coming to you because the bank told them no. That's why they're coming to you, and they need a co-signer because the bank told them no. That's the bank's way of telling the person, hey, we're going to tell you no, but if you can find another person like you that'll believe you, and even though they will see that we said no and they'll believe you, go and have them co-sign so we can come after them. Because since they don't know, because we already know you're going to default. That's why we already told you no. So we're going to go after them and take the money from them. That's all the person has to do. You got to say, wait a minute, the bank told you no? Yeah, then there's a reason why the bank told them no. Believe the bank. If the bank told them no, you tell them no. No. Day says, I'm making my lunch for the next 2 days. Got to save $10 per day. Look at that. And it's probably natural for you by now, Day. You probably just wake up, make your lunch the previous night or the day of. And it's just a normal, no different than getting in your car, turning the key, driving to the same work. It's nothing more. You know what I'm saying? Day says, you better preach. I am not the bank. My initials are not not ATM. No is a complete sentence and thought. Yeah, if this is you guys, you'll get comfortable with saying no, especially the broke people. No. Oh, you're not gonna loan it to me? No, because I won't get it back. You're broke. I mean, don't be that harsh, okay? Just say no. They says, I'll be in a hole with money. You can curse me out. The answer is no. Nope. Sure won't. No. Oh man, you got it. Yes, I do. I mean, I'm a little more harsh, but that never happens to me. But hey man, you got it. I do. You can't give it to me? No. Why not? Because I don't want to. Oh man, you did. Yes, I am. You're not gonna no. Anything else? All right, cool. Jennifer says, have a wonderful day, SMD Familia. LJ is always great content. Keep dropping them gems. Thank you, Jennifer. Much appreciated. With your debt-free butt. Debt-free. She is debt-free. Woo, debt-free. Debt-free woman. Cosmic Wisdom says, I was thinking of you guys got a coupon for free veggies and an 18-pack of eggs in the mail and was so happy to save on groceries. I was thinking, oh, okay, you're saying you got it. Oh, yeah, nice. Man, they still do that? I need to look for that. I haven't looked for that in a long time. No, actually, no, they send those things to me. I just never look in them. I better start looking in them. Thank you for reminding me of that, Cosmic Wisdom. Much appreciated. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Last minute. Thank you, everyone. Much appreciated. I'm going to get on with my day. I'm going to go take a walk because I got a lot of thinking to do. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today. I got to check to see if it's going to rain today. But if not, I'm going to take a walk. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right, see you later.